My name is Victor Steinbrueck. I'm a Seattleite. I'm the chef and owner here at Local Tide. Yeah, so growing up here in Seattle, right, we're surrounded by amazing seafood. And what I noticed along the way, right, is we have these fish and chip spots that we know and love. We also have these fine dining spots that we also know and love. But somewhere in between, right, we want to find that happy medium where we're getting that quality that we're looking for when we go to those fine dining restaurants. And for me, I love casual, comfortable, approachable, and I didn't see that anywhere. We're using that to just offer the best quality seafood that we can in a way that feels really comfortable to us and the customer as well. Cool. So this is the rockfish banh mi. Also, we have a large Vietnamese population here in Seattle. This is something that we used to do during our pop-up days. But it's basically you getting all your flavors that you're looking for on a banh mi. We have some pickled Fresnos that we do in-house. You have mint, dill, cilantro, local rockfish, usually from Westport, that we bring in and we break down as well. We have Maggie's mayo, which is key, and that kind of makes up this dish here. Born and raised here in Seattle. I got some pretty solid family roots here. My grandfather was an architect at the university. In the 1970s, I believe, they were going to tear down Pike Place Market to build high-rises, and he led the charge to save it from being torn down and keep it as a public market. And nowadays, looking at what the city could be without Pike Place, completely different, right? And my family now owns 2 shops there, and that's where I started doing my pop-ups. So I also went to daycare there. Pike Place is special. And this is kind of special to me and a lot of the crew as well. This is the first item we had on our menu when we were doing pop-ups 5 years ago at this point, which is crazy to say. The creation of this is not like reinventing the wheel at all, but there's no one else in the city that's taking 100 pounds of live crab, cooking it to the way that they like, and then cracking it themselves. And so when I first got started with the pop-up, this was kind of the item that put us on our trajectory. And the idea was just to offer people seafood the way that I grew up eating it. My grandma would get the head with the crab fat in it, and we'd eat it just right there. And so for us, it was always very, very important to hand crack the crab and offer it the way that it should be. Yeah, there's a lot of aspects of the restaurant that are cool that might not be easily noticed by just walking in. But the wood here was sourced out by Port Townsend, and it's the same wood that makes up our tabletops, the benches you guys are sitting on. One of my good friends, Julian Gaines, made this artwork here during a time of unrest in the US. My brother carved these light fixtures over this way. My other brother made those plant holders on the wall. So for me, it's like, so much of who I am is also in this restaurant. I like hip hop, I like R&B, I like kind of smooth stuff, and that's kind of why we play it, They get their time to play their music at times, but we all kind of feel good. This is my personal favorite right now on the menu. It's an albacore sando, we call it. And so we're bringing in Oregon albacore tuna loin from a great source. And we're just searing it real quickly, kind of sashimi style almost. But it's beautiful, delicious, really good, high quality albacore, and that's the main component. We have some house pickles that we do in-house that we turn into a relish. Our house mayo, once again, some frisee, some celery, and some pickled Fresnos. And basically that was just a play on a tuna sandwich where you're getting some of those flavors that you would find in your normal tuna sandwich, but maybe a little elevated. I think as a younger generation coming up right now, we have a lot more resource of what we see world globally. I opened this because I felt a pull, a gravity towards it, and it's something that I wanted to offer. And it's a vulnerable place to be, to put yourself out there. But I realized that it was either that or regretting not doing that. And so what you see with us here is a part of myself that, at one point was very scary to put out there, but it's also why it's so beautiful now, because it's authentic to who I am, it's genuine. And I think to your point about, entrepreneurs in Holland and the Netherlands, trying to grasp that feeling of who you are and your purpose, that's so important. And that's what customers come in for, that's what customers feel. So yeah, I think that's a huge point for starting something, It's not always about the money.